365 days a year, no matter what days they have off.
So it just feels like the days, I mean, that was our original comment way back in December, was the days, and we want to match it with central office. After I've seen it all, I'm comfortable. I don't feel like you're that far out of line with the days.
No, well, I think if I remember correctly, the contract you brought to us originally had 20 days, but our central office has 25, so we moved that to 25.
Right.
And then...
It had 20 vacation days, 10 sick days,
Correct.
and then the 10 holidays.
Right. And so now we have the 25 days plus the normal school recesses.
Correct. That was what was...
Yeah. And so it's pretty equivalent. Right. It's not that different.
So that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
How that ended up.
I think after we worked with Pat, I feel like that was better, and it helps when you don't administer a bunch of different deals. And remember, if your buildings are closed, you wouldn't want the superintendent coming in here by themselves. You know, I mean, even though he might, you know, that's not what you want in your contract. You'd want it to be the same as the other staff.
Well, the other thing, we had an issue, and Debbie will remember this. A number of years ago, one of our cost-cutting measures was we wanted the buildings closed during winter break. Then we found out that's not possible during the winter break, because the custodians work and I think the secretaries are working. And so some people were also aware it was a big mess when we were discussing all of that.
And we had student athletes that needed to practice.
Yes, they needed to practice. And as we well know, if the buildings are open, then you've got lights, you've got heat. If it snows, you've got to have the lot plowed. I mean, you have to have all that required, which then could cost us more money by requiring them to come to work than if we just let them have what everyone else in the district has off. So, I mean, it's just kind of where it is. And I mean, I was a little surprised. Never heard of this before, but it's just the way we do it in Taylor. That, you know, you had made the comment that you had to take vacation days to have those 2 weeks off at Christmas. That to me was foreign. I mean, everyone in our district has off for 2 weeks. That's the way it is, and I need to take vacation.
And you know, and that's fine. I've seen it that way before, and you know, and it comes through from the staff. That's how that got to be for the superintendent. Superintendent's contract's easy to change. That's the easiest one to change. It's the other ones that are hard.
And that's what I was talking about, using vacation days for that time off.
Yeah.
Because we right now don't have the money for payout when people...
And we didn't put any payout in the superintendent's contract. No payout. So there's no real savings. So we've got all those perks out of this contract. So I feel comfortable with where we ended up on the contract.
And superintendent's evaluation based on performance, goals, and the deadline of March 30th, eval at the end of the contract.
Yeah,
all of that
I put that in there. I put that in there. So I got everything in there that we talked about. It's a complete perfection. It is a perfection.
I will send that out tomorrow by email.
And I'm going to work on it with Ben, and then I'll look at maybe trying to match it up with Pat's version of some of the things.
Okay. All right. Next item.
Well, do we need to make a motion to close?
Motion.
Or
to close the superintendent's
I'm
interview.
sorry. Motion by Mr. Miller and support by Mr. Myers that we close the superintendent position interviews. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next item.
other one?
Anyone have another one?
I just have one question. We're supposed to be turning our notebooks in tonight.
You can if you want to, or you can bring it to the next meeting and turn it in. Because Ron wants to clean his out.
Okay. That's what I was trying to do right now. So
If you want to leave your notebook, leave them in the office. If not, you can take them, clean them out, and bring them on the...
Pat's got...
If somebody would like to leave them, I'll be happy to lock them in my office.
Okay.
To shred the contents
Great.
tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're going to get the computer too, right?
Yeah, I got my key ready.
Perfect. Thanks. Okay. So I need a motion support.
Motion. Support.
Motion by Mr. Honeycutt, support by Mr. Zorn, that we accept other one. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next item, please.
5.01 adjournment.
Motion.
Support.
Motion by Mr. Honeycutt, support by Mr. Myers, that And I'm only giving it to Mr. Honeycutt because it's his birthday today.
Okay.
Oh,
Any
happy
discussion?
birthday.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. We will adjourn at 10:17.